Welcome to Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talking about their favorite game in the category of the week. I'm Roy Canny, and this week we're talking all about games that got us into board gaming. What's the game that started off your board gaming hobby experience? Let's get to the contributors' clips.
Hi, I'm Simon from Seattle, and the first game that got me into the board gaming hobby was Stratego, the classic game of battlefield strategy.
What game got me into the hobby? Well, back in the 80s, I used to play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and Starfleet battles. Yes, I'm old. I'm even older than you, Delicio. But my hobby sort of drifted down a little bit. But rediscovered and found Arkham Horror 2nd Edition, and this got me back into the hobby.
Hey everybody, Ron here. So what game did I start with? I believe I started with Small World, but what really got me hooked into hobby board gaming is Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Hello, Favorite Game Friday. I'm Ray.
And I'm Jenny, and we're Remember Family Reviews. And the games that got us in the hobby, for me, it was Dominion.
I've been doing it a bit longer. It was 95 and it was Magic the Gathering. Thanks. Have a great Friday.
Assalamu alaikum. The game that got me into this hobby was, like many others, Catan. Now, I know that some people have stopped loving this game, but I still love this game. The simplicity of dice rolls to getting resources, but the important decisions of whether to go for the road, to build settlements, to upgrade your cities, get development cards, and the free-form trading. That's also fascinating for me still, and I love to bring it to all my friends. And if you have grown tired of it, why not try Catan, the Settler's Legacy? This is a campaign which I wrote. It contains 10 missions, adds a little bit of variety to Catan missions, adds a storyline to it. It's freely available on BGG in the file section for Catan. Thank you.
Happy 2021, everyone. Friends and gamers, welcome. I'm Frenchie from Frenchie Plays Games. So, what game got me into this incredible hobby? Well, we're going to go back a few weeks ago, actually a number of years ago, to when I was in elementary school and going to the library. I remember taking this thing out, Win Place or Show. It was a great game that I had no idea how to play because I was only maybe 7 or 8 at the time, but that was what kind of got me away from the kids' games. Then fast forward to high school. And in high school, I started playing this game with my best friend, John. We were playing Status Pro Baseball, more of a little niche part of the hobby. We played the snot out of that for years and years and years. But if you really want the one game that's got me into the modern board game hobby, where we are now, and actually, if you want to blame any game for the reason why you're watching me right now, it's going to be this, the always classic Carcassonne. Folks, have a happy 2021. Take care now.
I'm Tim.
And I'm Doug.
And we're from Chocolate Covered Games.
And this week for Favorite Game Friday, the game that got me into the hobby here as an adult is Birds of a Feather.
And mine is Heroescape.
Hi. Some of the games I got started in the hobby with her, I first started with
Race to the Treasure and Mermaid Island.
from Peaceable Kingdom and a few others from the same publisher and a few other games of this type. And from that one, we moved on to Survive Escape from Atlantis, which basically our step-up game. And I was surprised she did not have a problem with the take that aspect, and she quite enjoyed it then, and she still does now. With me, I go back to the 80s with GW products and some of the D&D products. And recently, it was Ticket to Ride and Catan, that quickly got me to move on to many, many more other games out there. Happy Friday, and take care.
What got me into the hobby? Well, if you live in Germany in the 90s, what else should it have been than Settlers of Catan? And since I discovered that fine game and it drew me in, there was a whole lot of other fantastic games that I've loved and played back in those days. And then, one fine day, the real love of my life entered the scene.
For me it was as well Settlers of Catan, which Marcus introduced me to, but it wasn't until Sid Meier's Civilization that I fell in love with board games. And this was pretty much the start of Family of Board Games.
Hi, Twice Nice Dice here, and today's video is about the games that got us into gaming. Well, as a kid, I played all the American games, and was totally involved with all the American games. But as I went to Toys R Us, I noticed that they were getting more and more different games in. And so I would try different games when I was just becoming an adult. So I bought Magic and I bought Flux. Neither one suited me, but then I got some Game Right games, and those were really fun but simple. And then I stumbled into a game store and saw Pandemic. But sad thing is, I didn't play it. And then I noticed this game, and I so wanted it, which is the game that you got into gaming with years later, but I always wanted it. And then Carcassonne happened, and we played Carcassonne. But I have to give a shout out to Catan. Catan we did play first and got us interested a little bit more, but Carcassonne was our love, love, love of gaming. Bye!
Bye!
My game that got me into the hobby is Sneaky Snacky Squirrel. It's a game where with a giant plastic squirrel you have to pick up acorns and put them in your stash. I got this from my grandma.
Yeah, you played that a lot when you were little. Well, about 6 years ago, we used to have a movie night on Tuesday nights, and we watched like a movie every week. But as he got older, the movies got harder and harder to pick because he would pick up on the movies more. And one time there was a bad word in one of those movies, and the next day he repeated it. So we decided we needed to do something else. So I saw Marvel Legendary at Target, and I thought, well, maybe that can be something we can do on Tuesday nights instead. So I grabbed it, and we played it for like a year straight. And that was the first game that got me into the hobby, back into the hobby.
I remember there was a chart of who won every time.
Yeah, we used to have a dry erase board of who the winners were.
For me, it's gotta be Battlestar Galactica. I played a ton of board games before, but when I played Battlestar Galactica, seeing what that game could do with the whole trader aspect and everything that's exciting going on in that game, it really made me super excited about the board gaming hobby.
What's up, everybody? This is Eric from the Meeples Republic, and today on Favorite Game Friday, we're talking about games that got us into the hobby. Now, I'm a big comic book nerd, so I used to play a lot of Overpower and HeroClix, but the game that really got me into the hobby, we picked up about 7 years ago at Toys R Us, and that's Pandemic. Now, ironically, here we are, smack dab in the middle of a pandemic, with nothing to do but stay inside and play board games. See you guys next week.
Hi, I'm Josh from the YouTube channel Josh Yaks. I was fortunate to grow up in a family that played all the latest modern board games, including one by Milton Bradley called Shogun, which was later renamed to Samurai Swords, which was then renamed again to Yakuza. I got away from board gaming for about a decade, from my late teens to my late 20s, but then in 2003, inspired by my love of Shogun, I picked up a game called Attack along with Attack Expansion. These games reignited my love of board gaming, and I haven't looked back since.
Hi, I'm Mariana.
I'm Steve.
And we are from the YouTube channel DC Wonders, where we discuss heavy metal and pop culture.
Games that got us into the hobby. It started off with something as simple as Munchkin. Not this version, I think it was Munchkin Booty and Munchkin Bites. Really easy card game. It was New Year's Eve 2010, some high school friends of mine. We went to a game shop, grabbed some games, and then we couldn't stop playing that game for a week. This one doesn't come off the shelf too much anymore, but it was certainly the start of what became the adventure into the hobby.
Yeah, for me, it was the first game that got me into the hobby was this one, Imaginarium. I was attracted to it at first because of the aesthetics. It's a steampunk Victorian era vibe, and it's very quirky, has very weird cards in it, and the name was really, just caught my attention. And when we decided to learn, we realized it was way harder than we thought. That's what got me into enjoying games that really make me think really hard and really strategize and be frustrated. And that's what we still like, we still look for in games.
Yeah, so thank you, Dice Tower. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hey, Favorite Game Friday, folks. This is Tristan from the channel Twister Strudel, and I remember growing up, I learned about modern board gaming and card games from a couple college friends who introduced me to the game bang.
Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are Our Family Plays Games.
Happy New Year! Yeah, family, what's up? What's up?
So, we want to talk about the game that brought us into the house.
Yes, our favorite game that brought us in. Well, the game that brought us
in.
And kind of made us dive into this great hobby that we love. And that is the Settlers of Catan. Yeah.
Now we know it's called Catan now,
yes,
but when we got it, it was Settlers of Catan.
It was Settlers of Catan.
And when you go from playing Monopoly,
Yeah.
and Sorry, and Clue to Settlers of Catan, it is like
boom,
mind blown.
Mind blown.
So this is the one.
This is the one, people. Take it easy
All
now.
right, everybody, bye.
It's always awesome to hear about all the amazing games that got people into the board gaming hobby. It's cool to see so many different varieties of games that got people into tabletop gaming. If you have a game that got you into the board gaming hobby, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. And if you want to be a part of Favorite Game Friday, you can join us here every Friday. There's a Google Drive link down below that you can check out as well, and you can join in as a part of Favorite Game Friday. Everybody who contributes to the show is the lifeblood of this show, and it's awesome to have everybody come back week after week, and it'd be awesome to have you join in as well. If you want to join in, check out that Google Drive link, and next week we're going to be talking about games with meeples in it. So it's the little wooden peoples that started in games like Carcassonne, but there's so many games that have these little wooden people in it, and it would be awesome to see your favorite game, so go ahead and check that out, and I'll see you on the next Favorite Game Friday.